Hello and welcome to Chapter 1, Introduction to Public Speaking. In this chapter, I'm going to go over a few things so that you can understand the chapter better. Before I begin this chapter, I would like to go over some things that people are concerned. For example, I've seen a lot of time people prefer not to speak in front of the large crowd. They would do anything to avoid it. But just for your general knowledge, that 74% of people suffer from speech anxiety. If you feel uncomfortable standing in front of the large crowd, then you're not alone. 73% are men and 75% are women who are uncomfortable standing in front of the large crowd. Public speaking skill is something that you can learn, and it can be acquired with the practice so that you don't have to avoid situations like addressing the large crowd. On this note, I would like to share this funny video by Jerry Seinfeld.
I saw a study that said speaking in front of a crowd is considered the #1 fear of the average person. I found that amazing. Number 2 was death. Death is number 2? This means to the average person, if you have to be at a funeral, you would rather be in the casket than doing the eulogy.
So as you saw how Jerry Seinfeld is also addressing that people would do anything to avoid public speaking. Now let's go over, if you learn public speaking skill, how it can benefit you. I'm going to go over 3 benefits. The first one is personal benefit. Personal benefit helps you at times when you are called upon to give speeches. For example, on weddings, you may be asked to make the toast, or on the retirement parties, you might be asked to say something, and so on. Developing public speaking skills allows you to fulfill essential roles and builds your self-confidence. And the second benefit would be the professional benefit. With the economic shift from manufacturing to service career, the ability to communicate with others has become more crucial. According to careerbuilder.com, effective speaking skills make you more attractive to employers, enhances your chances of securing employment, and later it even helps you in advancing your career. So you've already now know the 2 benefits. Now let's go over the third one. Third one is the public benefit. The progress of past century involving segregation, women's rights, and environmental protections are the results of people advancing new ideas and speaking out to others to persuade them to adopt change. If you have an important idea, it is necessary to share it with others. The change only comes when you bring your ideas in public. Now let's go over the model of communication. Communication model helps us understand what is happening within the presentation. We need to look at the key components of communication process. As you can see on the screen, I'm showing you the linear model. This is the first model which was developed by Shannon and Weaver in 1949 to improve the technical communication for Bell Laboratories. Later on, this model was widely used in the field of communication. Linear model has 3 parts: sender, channel, and receiver. Sender is the person who speaks or who sends the message. Channel is the apparatus for carrying the message. In old days, it used to be radio or television. And then message goes to the receiver, which is the person who receives the message. In the public speaking setup, it would be the audience receiving the message. The speaker speaks and sends the message, and the audience receives the message. Now, let's go over the transactional model, which is the next model coming up. But in this model, something is missing. This is only one-way process. This is only a linear model. It does not have a way to give feedback. The receiver in this model does not give the feedback. It is just a one way, and it was considered one of the inadequate model in the later years, because communication is much more complicated. It is not one-way process. It is a circular motion. So then came transactional model, which was developed by Barnland in 2008. This model is considered one of the most useful model for understanding public speaking. Transactional model is seen as ongoing process. It's a circular process. In transactional model, we constantly affect and are affected by those we communicate with. The transactional model has a number of interdependent processes and components. Indirectly, Barnland also addresses that in public speaking, participants should also pay attention to worldview and context, because in communication, worldview and context both plays an important role. I have also provided some references here that I have used in this presentation. If you have any question, please feel free to contact me. Read this chapter carefully and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you all for watching this short lecture.